Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your host with the most, King G in the house, and thank you. Welcome to my channel. If you have not subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button and smash that like button and hit the notification button so I can let you know what's going on. So you not let you know what's going on, so you can know when I, King G, uploaded a video. So today I want to talk to you about the stimulus, what's going on so far. As you see my eyes here, but I'm reading it to you so you guys can know. Now, this is what's been going on so far. The House of Representatives has been busy drafting its version of the budget reconciliation package, which includes $1,400 for stimulus checks for those making up to $75,000, a $400 expanded weekly unemployment insurance benefits through August 29th. As it stands now, okay. So let's go what it says here. So you know the unemployment expires this March 14th. What I'm reading here, and it has this $300 extension. With what you get from and then what you get from unemployment, and now they want to raise it to $400, and that's extended, and they want to extend that out to the August 29th, and then the minimum wage hike, which is for $15 an hour, it would be gradually put up until 2025. I don't think that's going to be in the bill though. So this is what we have so far. Money for school reopening. In the Biden proposal, the bill has calls for $130 billion towards schools reopening, directing funds towards areas such as ventilation system upgrades, reduced class sizes, and a personal protective equipment to help school make it safer. That's a PPE program. PPE. It also directs $40 billion in grants to higher education. Requires institutions that receives funding to dedicate at least half of it to the emergency fund that financial grade ends for students. You have child care help. The proposal would put $39 billion towards a grant program for child care provider, ordering them to prioritize relief for families having time covering tuition, as well as $1 billion for the Head Start program. Not bad. Funds for healthcare access. The bill provides subsidies for COBRA, continued health coverage when people lose their jobs, with a premium reduction of 85% through September, and puts in place provisions to improve subsidies for health coverage through the Affordable Care Act. Pandemic. You got food assistance resources and family and children. The House bills puts $5 billion more into existing pandemic EBT. So if you're receiving food stamps and your child is in school and your child has a free lunch program and you sign for it, and then the PEBT is like food stamp, but that's an extra money that they give you. That comes in a different card. That comes in a different card. So that's the pandemic PEBT. If you haven't gotten it, talk to your person, to the caseworker, and then you have money for the WIC, and then it puts down money for the homeless, for emergency homeless for young and adults, and it puts $4 billion into the low-income home energy assistance program to families to help families cover the cost of heating and cooling their homes. Funds for older Americans. This bill invests $1.4 billion in programs for older adults under the Older American Act, including nutrition programs, support services, and disease prevention programs. You have the $15 minimum wage. The bill increases $15. That's I'm not gonna go into that now. Transportation and infrastructure, disaster relief. They got $50 billion for that. Public and transportation, they have $30 billion to public transportation. We nationally has seen a huge drop in ridership during the pandemic. $8 billion for airports, $3 billion to aerospace manufacturing and temporary payroll support, and $1.5 billion to Amtrak for payroll and restoring daily long distance services. It also puts $3 billion towards the Economic Development Administration, which provides grants to economically distressed communities meant to help respond to economic harm done by the pandemic. Now here we go with the Ways and Means. So it goes, this bill provides $400 in disability unemployment, $400 in weekly unemployment benefits from the federal government through through August 29th, 2021. The supplement, which you're getting now, is $300 that is set to expire March 14th. It also extends the pandemic unemployment assistance, which is, we know it as PUA, program for the self-employed and contractors, and the Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation Program, which tacks on extra week and state benefits through August 29th. This is one to watch. Biden proposed extending pandemic-related unemployment benefits to September. The bill also directs $2 billion to the Department of Labor to shore up unemployment system. The stimulus check. We have here, the House bill will distribute $1,400 for those earning up to $75,000 and phasing out at $100,000 yearly income for individuals and $200,000 for couples. It also includes $1,400 for child and adult dependent, which wasn't in the bill before, including college students and disabled adults. Adult dependents have been excluded from the previous stimulus. We all know that. The tax credit. The bill expands the child tax credit to $3,000 per child up to the age of 17 and $3,600 for children under the age of 6 for 2021. And it modifies the child and dependent care tax credit so that families can claim up to half of their related care expenses. It also enhances the earned income tax credit for people without children, reducing the minimum age to claim the credit from 25 to 19 and nearly tripling the maximum credit from $543 to $1,402. Not $14.02, $1,402. We have Child Care Assistance Program. The bill increases funding for the child care entitlement to states, which gives states funding for child care for low-income families to over 3.5 billion people. We have pension. We have some small businesses, amendments to the Paycheck Protection Program, which is the PPP. The bill expands eligibility for PPP for small businesses to include nonprofit with certain restrictions, and to online-only news publishers also with certain restrictions. They can have more than one physical location, but can't have more than 500 employees per location. It also puts an additional $7.25 billion towards PPP, increasing the program level. We're going to see how this plays out, the PPP, because as we know, in the past, this PPP has been going on to a lot of big conglomerates and big corporations, and people who are struggling, like mom and pops. They try to get themselves a PPP loan, and they don't get it, and that to me is astonishing. So let's see how they're going to do this one. Let's see. Hopefully, more people can get that PPP loan, because it's a forgivable loan. You don't have to pay it back, and that's the good thing about it. So then we have a lot of here. We have a lot about energy and commerce, vaccine testing and tracing, money for the public health workers, which is allowed $7.6 billion to human health services. Other public health investment, the proposed $7.6 to the Community Health Center for the coronavirus tribal program, which is just for the Native American. The bill puts $6 billion towards tribal health programs, including funds to support the Indian health services. That's good. Mental health and substance abuse, I think that's also a great thing to do, because in a pandemic like this, a lot of people who are stressed out, they tend to lean towards drugs and alcohol, health services. You tend to, when a man, especially when an angry man is with his wife and they're locked up and he wants to beat her, so this is great. Those people, men like that, should be in jail anyway. And then we have energy assistance. The bill directs $4.5 billion to the health and human services for low-income people, pay their energy and water bills. Internet connectivity. The bill establishes $7.6 billion in emergency connectivity fund to be enacted by the SEC to expand internet connectivity to students and teachers during the pandemic, which is good. Financial Services Defense Production Act. We have rental assistance. The Democrats are pushing to put $25 billion towards emergency assistance to renters. Namely, they would put $19 billion towards the Treasury Department for rental and the utility assistance to be allocated to states, territories, counties, and cities, and an additional $5 billion towards emergency housing choice vouchers for people at risk of homelessness, domestic violence survivors, and human trafficking victims to help them get stable housing. And when it says territories, that means Puerto Rico, St. Thomas, St. John's, Samoa, all the territories that are in the United States. It says the bill also aims to put money towards people living in USDA subsidized properties and towards programs helping Native Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Alaskan Natives with housing. Homelessness funding. The bill puts $5 billion in assistance to help communities provide shelter for homeless. Homeowner assistance. The bill would directly $10 billion towards states, territories, and tribes to provide assistance to homeowners on fronts such as mortgage payments and property taxes. Small business credit. The bill puts $10 billion towards the state small business credit initiative, with lawmakers say would support up to $100 billion in financing for small business throughout the state, territory, and tribal program, supporting the ARI industry. All of these, as you see, as we get these pandemics or something happens and we bail out, the Clinton era was something that we didn't have to go through that, but Barack bailed out the car industry. Now we're building out the airline industry, but the car industry they pay back. The only one that didn't take from what I've known, Ford didn't take out a bailout. You got agriculture, supplies change in agriculture. The bill puts an additional $3.6 billion towards USDA for buying and distributing food and agriculture commodities and making grants and loans for farmers to provide $500 million in grants. I would like to see if any of you guys are farmers that are watching my channel, please leave me a like, leave me a comment that you are one of those farmers anywhere in the United States, and I want to do an interview with you, because we leave out the farmers, and those are the ones that produces what, food for the United States, and I would like to get their opinion, their ideas, their thoughts of how not just only the Barack era, compare the Barack era, the Trump era, and how this administration is going towards them, what they've endured through the pandemic and before, and how are they making it now. Increased SNAP program, increased SNAP benefits. This bill will continue the 15% increase in supplemental national nutrition program SNAP benefits to September 30th, 2021. It also directs funds towards technological improvement for the program. Got claims for appeals funding. You got veteran medical care and health med needs. This bill puts $13.5 billion towards the VA for providing healthcare services and support to veterans, including those whose care has been delayed, become more expensive, or been otherwise affected by the pandemic. Funding for the state veterans home. Other VA fundings. The bill directs $100 million towards the VA supply chains modernization efforts and oversight, state, local, tribal, and territorial funding. Emergency leave for federal and postal workers. The bill directs $570 million in emergency pay leave for federal employees and postal workers. Oversight money. The bill puts $117 million towards oversight entities, namely the Government Accountability Office and the Pandemic Response and Accountability Committee to oversee. So they're trying to, the one thing that I saw this when Biden was doing his town hall. He said this is the time to go big, because then after this you can't go big. And the one thing that I did find out, see, this is what the good thing is to do research. When that young lady, if you saw the town hall and you saw the young lady that asked him that is he going to forgive $50,000 in loans? He said, I could do 10, but I'm not going to do 50. He said, I don't think my plan can do that. And I found out today that in 2006, Biden broke from the Democrats and voted for the student loan program for the percentage that you pay to be higher. So he's not a proponent, from what I see, he's not a good proponent to reducing it to $50,000. That's what he ran on probably, and he probably shook, like bullshit that they all talk. That probably was bullshit that he talked. But he's willing to do 10, but he's not willing to do 50. If you're willing to do 10, then you could do $50,000. I think that should be the responsible thing to do, is reduce it to 50,000. Take away $50,000. Come on, people. We have a deficit that's $27 trillion, $29 trillion. That's never going to get paid. That's never going to get paid because no country has that amount of money. So if you take away this student loan, you free up these people from money. Not to say, like he was saying, I'm not gonna forgive those people who go, student loans who are in Harvard or are in Yale, stuff like that. But there are student loans. We took our student loans because we thought this is what we're gonna do, that we could pay it back. But unfortunately, things didn't work out the way we thought it was gonna be. I'm one of them. So, but $50,000 I think should be fair enough. But for him to say that he's not gonna do it, I think he should have. The wording should have been better for him as the president. I think he should have, instead of saying, I'm not going to do it, he could have said a lot of things other than that. That's the one thing I didn't like about Biden. He speaks too much and he's too cocky. But that's it. That's all it goes. And everybody, I don't if you sign up, if you did your tax return. I know my son got his, but he's single, so he doesn't have any tax credit, nothing like that. But he got his. And if you haven't put in your, if you're single and you haven't gotten your stimulus, I suggest that you do so. And that's what I got for today. So make sure. I think if something, Pelosi says she wants something passed wants something signed by by the end of this month, and if things go by, it could be by the signing could be maybe like 9th, 10th, or 11th of March, and the money can start fluctuating. Can go between 15, 16, 17. That's at least my estimation on my timetable. I think this should have gone a little bit more quicker, but they don't want to go through the filibuster, which I think is something that they should get rid of. But besides that, just stay tuned to my channel, and I'll let you guys know. That's what I say. I don't do too many of these because I want to get you. When I get you, I want you to be surprised. Like, oh man, the money's coming. We do need the money, and I know a lot of people who are struggling right now. Look at the people in Texas. God bless Texas. This is not a time to say Democrats or Republicans. It's a time to say, people are hurting. People are real hurting. So anyway, God bless you all. Thank you for watching.